Imagine it's the dead of winter, 40,000 years ago. The sun set hours ago, temperatures are plummeting below freezing, and a brutal mountain wind is howling outside your cave. In this world, fire isn't just a luxury for cooking, it is your only shield against hypothermia. It is the only thing keeping a pack of hungry, prehistoric predators from tearing your family apart in the dark. But suddenly, a gust of wind blows, a splash of freezing water hits the hearth, and your fire goes out. Today, you'd just pull out a lighter or strike a match. But for early humans, starting a fire from scratch using friction was an exhausting, muscle-tearing process that could take hours, assuming your wood was perfectly dry. If it was raining or freezing, making a new spark was almost impossible. Losing a fire didn't just mean a cold night, it meant death. Because of this, ancient humans didn't just make fire. They treated it like a living, breathing member of the tribe. They became master fire keepers, carrying burning embers across hundreds of miles of wilderness, keeping the same flame alive for months, or even years. But how do you carry a deadly, burning coal through heavy rain without burning your hands or letting it go out? The answer is a masterclass in primitive engineering. To understand how they carried fire, we first have to understand a shocking truth. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans didn't actually know how to create fire. Archaeological sites, like the famous Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, show that early ancestors like Homo erectus were using controlled fire nearly 1.8 million years ago. Yet, most scientists agree they hadn't mastered the art of striking flint or rubbing sticks to make a spark yet. Instead, they were opportunists. They would wait for a natural wildfire caused by lightning, rush to the scene, and safely harvest the flames. Because they couldn't remake it, the fire could never die. This birthed one of the most important roles in human history, the firekeeper. This chosen individual's sole responsibility was to guard the flame, feeding it dry fuel through the night while the rest of the tribe slept. But humans are nomadic. When the local mammoths or deer migrated, the tribe had to move, and they had to take their life support system with them. Their secret weapon wasn't wood, it was chemistry. When archaeologists discovered Otzi the Iceman, a perfectly preserved 5,300-year-old mummy found in the Alps, they found a small leather pouch attached to his belt. Inside that pouch was a highly specific type of mushroom known as Fomes fomentarius, or the hoof fungus. Our ancestors discovered that if you dry this specific fungus and peel back its tough outer shell, the inside contains a soft, felt-like material. This material has a miraculous property. It catches a spark instantly, but it doesn't burn out quickly like dry grass. Instead, it smolders at an incredibly slow, microscopic rate. A single ember tucked inside a piece of dried hoof fungus could breathe and glow for hours, deeply insulated from the outside wind and moisture. To transport it across long distances, they got even more creative. They used fire horns. They would hollow out a bison or mountain goat horn, line the inside with green, damp moss or clay to insulate it, and place the smoldering fungus inside. Then, they would seal the top, leaving just a microscopic pinhole for oxygen. Because oxygen was strictly limited, the ember couldn't burst into a dangerous flame, nor could it burn through its fuel too fast. It simply slept. The tribe could walk through a torrential downpour for 10 hours, completely barefoot, soaking wet, and freezing. But inside that animal horn, tucked against the firekeeper's chest, the ancient spark remained completely dry. When they finally reached a new camp, the resurrection process began. The firekeeper would pull out the sleeping ember and place it into a carefully prepared bundle of highly flammable tinder, like dry pine needles or bird shavings. Then, they would blow on it gently. The rushing air introduced a sudden flood of oxygen. The smoldering heat would spike, the dry grass would catch, and within seconds, a massive, roaring campfire was reborn. the line of survival remained unbroken. It was this exact, brilliant logic that allowed a fragile, hairless ape to conquer the ice ages, migrate across dangerous continents, and eventually build the modern world. Every piece of technology you use today trace its roots back to a glowing piece of charcoal sleeping inside a hollowed-out animal horn. This is the raw horizon. If you want to uncover the gritty reality and unbelievable survival strategies of our ancient ancestors, hit that subscribe button. Let us know in the comments, do you think you could keep a fire alive for a week without a lighter?